Yeah, renovating sucks. Let's be honest.
Guys, I'm very excited to be back at the Quincy Cottage. It's been a year since we've updated you guys on this project, so I want to take a quick step back and remind you what this is. It's a 1,200 square foot single family home here in Quincy. Doug, our video guy at Motif, is renovating it, and we've been documenting that journey with him. Last time we were here, we updated you on the siding, all of the pre-finished siding that went in, all the windows, the rock wall exterior insulation. We put a new roof on it. There's an addition on the second floor, which added a bedroom, a bathroom, and a laundry room. We even started the rough plumbing. But I want to go inside and touch base with Doug. Doug, first and foremost, this door was white last time.
Does it look familiar to you?
It does look familiar. Where is this from?
It is from the original home at White Oak.
So you yoinked the doors from White Oak?
Yes, yeah.
Same on the back door, right?
Same on the back door, yeah.
Quite an improvement since we were last here. Everything was open. We had started the plumbing.
Yeah.
The update now is all electrical is done. Yeah. HVAC is done. I see duct work, because at one point we talked about head units in the wall.
Yes.
What'd you end up doing for HVAC?
So we worked with East Coast Comfort. Stefan just recommended, like, hey, you can do the mini splits if you want, but I think it'd be better if you do ducted.
Yeah.
It's going to be a more comfortable home overall, so I just took his advice. He said there's really no difference in cost.
And I think what led to why he recommended that is we have a small footprint here,
Yep.
and you don't have a ton of really long duct runs or complications of getting duct work into different areas.
Just under 1,200 square feet. One zone.
Mm-hmm. We have a centrally located thermostat.
Yeah, right here.
The key with that is a really well insulated and tight home. Yeah. So if the home is tight and insulated well, the home should really temper out, pretty consistently. Second floor might be a little bit warmer, but you can also adjust dropping the temperature at night when you're sleeping, things like that.
My wife's always cold, so I think it's a net positive.
There you go.
Yeah, we have R15 Rockwool in the walls. We have an R5 continuous exterior
The
insulation.
Rockwool comfort board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have an R20 wall.
Now, electrical. We had Driscoll Electric here.
Driscoll's here.
They came in, they knocked this place out. What was the brief with them?
That was my favorite experience so far on this build, just because Brendan stopped in. He's like, you got to do this, this, and this. We'll show up. And that's about all you have to do. And
so
he was true to his word.
So a reminder, Doug is, very much GCing this himself. He probably asks me only half the questions he wants to, which is totally fine. We're here to help and support. That really encourages the type of relationships that we've built over the years of really great trade partners that someone can look at you and say, if you can get these things done, I can be efficient with my job.
Yeah, that's totally the case. I'm more of an assistant project manager with oversight from you and
I feel like an assistant.
Other NS Builder employees.
I think it's the other guys that are being more of a PM than I am.
Yeah.
Doug's like, what do you think? I'm like, you should do that.
Right.
Just remind us, so layout in here, you have this U-shaped kitchen.
Yeah, this isn't exact, this tape on the floor. Mm-hmm. But as you can see, it's where our island hood's gonna go, stove's gonna go, cabinetry, big sink here, dishwasher, fridge.
So you have that kind of an appliance wall, you have an alcove there.
Yeah.
I think this is one of my favorite details, and it's something I wanted to do for a while, and Doug went for it. But got the window that sits completely flush with your countertop, but also gives you space above if you were to ever want shelving or cabinetry or anything, but gives it this, nice, really bright light in here in a less traditional way than just kind of a punched opening.
Yeah, it's not, so the counter will go right to this. I believe that.
Yeah.
That's the final detail. I don't think we're going to put a shelf there right away, but like you said, down the road.
Yeah, whether it's stone or tile, or you could even paint it.
So fridge will kind of be roughly to here, and this will be all upper dish storage, that sort of thing. This closet's new. Put this little closet in.
What's the thought here?
Pantry, like dry goods, pantry type stuff.
Just straight up storage.
Yeah.
Dining space over there, living room in the front here.
This is living room.
Oh, living room. Oh, yeah.
TV,
so TV
wall,
here.
Couch.
Got it. And then sitting space and dining?
Yep.
That's
This came recommendation from Steve at Tru Design, who's helped me with a number of things here as well. He said to just run some speaker wire if you ever want to put some built-in speakers. So I ran it. We'll see.
I mean, it's funny because I did the same thing in our Meg and I's first build, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it in case, and I finished the whole house, and then I was like, I want to put speakers in.
Yeah.
And I ended up cutting the ceiling and literally couldn't find them.
Oh, okay.
That was my own doing because I think I put them in the wrong bay.
Okay.
And I ended up ripping the ceiling open and putting new wiring because they literally, foolish. But yeah, I totally agree. And frankly, like, you prep for them, you put, even if you get the speakers and you get the amp and all the expensive stuff later, you know, there's something nice about having the ability to play music through the house.
Yeah, so I intentional word
That's our
count.
word.
We're at 1. I put it through the middle of the living room in case I want to like pull these out and put it over the couch.
Oh yeah.
Right now it's kind of like middle to the kitchen and the living room. Mm-hmm. So that gives me some flexibility.
Nice.
If we change our mind and want it more for the TV than music or something.
The other thing that we talked about early on in this series was the skylights. And I know last time we were here they were in, but I think now that the walls are closed in, you have your Myrex up there. Like, you're starting to really appreciate how much light, even on a gloomy day like today, comes into this space and really makes it feel.
It's a big factor, for sure. And the Myrex should be beneath the strapping. The framers put up the strapping while they're up there.
Oh, you're saying from...
Yeah, the Myrex should be behind the strapping.
Yeah. In theory, it's going to work exactly the same.
Yeah.
You also got the bathroom updated. I noticed that when I walked in.
Yeah, pocket doors are in. Clips pocket.
Clips pocket door systems.
Yep.
Yep.
And the tub's in. Very dark in here. Fall. Shower wall. All ready for... We're doing all Kohler in here.
Yeah.
The tub.
You know what? I will say, like, Kohler has really, in my opinion, has continued to step it up in terms of faucetry and fixtures. Looking at their rough valves and some of their finished trims on what they offer, there's a really wide spread. So seeing that you did the wall mounted faucet is great, because I think that especially in small spaces, it's kind of like a pocket door in the sense that, you know, you're saving some space on the counter, just like when you put a pocket door and you're saving the space of that door swing.
My concern with wall mounted, we've all been to that restaurant where like it's been overused and they're kind of just like dangling there.
Well, I will say that this bathroom will be used less than a restaurant bathroom. For
sure.
And with an Allen wrench, you can typically tighten them up.
Yeah, but yeah, this is like so robust. I'm like, that worry went away as soon as I opened the
Yeah, some of the fixtures do have plastic parts in them. Not Kohler specifically, but I think some of those less expensive fixtures do have plastic. Bedroom here. Yeah. Nice big window. I see you prepped for a TV in this room as well?
Yeah, TV, little closet here. Driscoll put all these...
jam switches.
Which is a nice little... I think that's kind of a standard thing for them.
Yeah, so this is a low voltage. So this will go to a driver, assuming?
Yeah, you'd know better than me. I don't know that answer to that.
Yeah, so it looks like it goes here.
Yeah.
So a low voltage wiring... So what that's going to do is it's going to essentially go to a driver, which will then tell a light to turn on and off.
Yeah.
Again, a nice detail, especially when we're talking about like smaller spaces, like reducing switching, right?
Yeah.
Like, why have a switch when you can have it kind of be automatic, especially on a closet like that?
Yeah, and this is the door. Speaking of low voltage, doorbell, like speaker.
Yep.
Right here.
Yeah. It's something I truthfully forget in every build. I've forgotten to install more doorbells than I have installed them.
That's one of the first things they brought up. It's like, you gotta
where's your doorbell?
Yeah, where do you want the doorbell thing to go? I'm like, doesn't it just go to your phone now? They're like, you want a speaker. I'm like, okay, wherever you think.
Yeah. But you're at a point where it looks like you're ready for board.
Board's getting delivered right after we talk. It's coming today. Literally.
Look at that.
Yeah. So if you see anything we need to do before they come, that'd be great.
No, I think this looks great.
So we're actually putting the original door over there right here.
The original door, which now is one of the 45 white oak doors.
That is a white oak door. We can get.
What else did you get from 45 white oak?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. This will get plastered in here, just up top here.
And the basement's unfinished. We have your air handler down there is suspended, which I think is a great detail.
Yep.
Keeps it up off the floor. You'll have a water heater down there. Obviously your electric, but the basement is otherwise going to be unfinished.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Someday we'll venture down there.
Man cave.
This has been going on too long, too.
I think that's something important to note. You know, you bought this, you know, I think just like any other, like a lot of projects, you kind of get into it and realize it's while you're here. So
Yep.
I think about our Tuckerman series that, you know, that was our first project together.
Yep.
My first project when Meg and I were married, but you go in there with one expectation of like, we're just going to renovate it and live here. And then you're like, but if I'm doing this, I might as well do that.
Yep.
Next thing you know,
Just
a year goes by, a year and a half, so on and so forth.
so this is new. This is new.
Yeah, this is so. Yeah, because this was originally going to be a half wall.
This is gonna be a knee wall.
I like this so much better.
But when I was talking with the electrician, he's like, okay, yeah, if that's a knee wall, what are you gonna do for your closet? And I'm like, that's a good point. So
Yeah,
no.
I like this so much better.
Yeah, so this got all built out. That got built out.
Yeah. So you can even put doors back there, have kind of a hidden seasonal storage.
Yeah.
And then this is a super deep closet.
But this is already like the biggest closet I've ever had in my life, right here.
That's more storage than I need.
That's a lot.
You can do this in a bunch of different ways. You can hang a rod here, right? Set, say, foot back so you get a full 18-inch hanger. But you can do a secondary rod back here. And have, you know, a whole nother set of hanging that you can just swap during seasons.
Yep.
You guys are listening to the camera, you probably hear the squeaks, which is fine. We'll screw this and tighten up. What is the plan for flooring?
Some sort of wood floor.
Throughout.
TBD, yes.
So you're doing wood floor throughout, second floor, first floor.
Yeah.
And then tile, I think you're working with Emser on that, right?
Emser for tile, so all tile floor, tile shower, and a tile backsplash in the bathroom.
Nice.
So it's a 3x8 subway tile.
Nice.
For most of the details.
White?
No. White, partially white in the bathroom, but mostly green.
Cool.
To match the kitchen. The kitchen's going to be green.
Speaking of the kitchen, you're working with Materia and Ken.
Yep.
And he's helping out to get, you're kind of approaching this as an RTA, which is a ready to assemble.
Kind of, yeah.
Where, you know, traditionally when you're working with a big box store and you order RTA, you get a better quality product at a similar price to a lesser quality product that's already assembled, because they're offloading the assembly to you.
Effectively, yeah.
Which is kind of what we're doing. What you're doing with Ken is he'll help you go through the motion of designing, getting the boxes built. But hey, man, you gotta assemble them.
Yeah, which is fine. I've done it before. And then I think for depending on vanities, depending on what needs to be there, Ken might help, or we might just buy something that's pre.
Sure.
Probably the downstairs bathroom is the easiest to like buy a ready-made type of thing.
Yep.
This vanity is a little more custom, I guess.
It's a little dark in here, but
it is very dark in here.
But as I walk in,
tight with rock wool.
Yeah. Toilet on the left, shower here.
Yep.
Vanity here.
Yeah.
And then you've made a provision to have your laundry up here.
Laundry's up here. Yep.
That's great.
So it's all kind of it's going to feel real tight when everything's in here probably, but.
And this was attic space that had 410 pairs of skis or something like that.
No. Unused space.
There was skis, and there was an existing roof and steel strut that somehow held everything together.
Yeah, the old roof that they built the addition on, and then the chimney.
Oh yeah, the chimney.
There was a chimney.
How are you feeling about the project? It's been a year or so since like you've really made an update. You know, how is that, you know, impacting you, and like what's on your mind in terms of like where you're at?
Yeah, renovating sucks. Let's be honest. It's a strain, you know, just more mentally than anything. And I've always seen things from where Paul's standing right now, like one side of it, and kind of being on the other side, like the client side, effectively, is kind of giving me a holistic picture of everything. It's like kind of having like, okay, I did my day job, now I got to go do this. Yeah. Or in the middle of something, I get a call to answer a question that I might not necessarily know the answer to. It's been a journey, if you will.
I like that.
But, you know, I've learned a lot. Hindsight, try to make all the decisions at the beginning. Yeah. It's just going to save you so much heartache, I guess. Because we sort of saved up money as we went to do bit by bit. That's why this project's been ongoing.
Sure.
I know people in the comments are always wondering what's happening with this project.
Here we are.
And it's just, that's just it. There's no other mystery to it other than when we get stuff done, we come over and we talk about it. And yeah, it's going to be really awesome to get the drywall, or the blue board and plaster going.
Blue board gets dropped off today. You have your heat running, which is a huge step. You know, so we're climatized. It sounds like you got tile ordered. You got your plumbing fixtures here. You're going to be rolling into interior trim, which we might have a special guest helping you out on that.
We might have a familiar face, friend of the show, stop by.
You're going to be into millwork and floors. Like you're going to be cruising to the finish line here.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but I feel like we're only at the halfway. It feels like there's still a lot of work.
I would consider this to be like 70-something%.
Yeah.
You know, the challenge that you've faced is directly related to the decisions that weren't made early.
Yeah.
And you know, and myself having went through my own renovation, very similar. Yeah. Where it's like you make decisions almost in the moment based on like one point. We preach a lot is our pre-construction process and really like getting the client to understand the value of pre-construction. Yeah. And I think you mentioning that is a great testament to the fact that pre-construction isn't for, you know, just the high-end projects. It's for every project.
It's for everything. Yeah.
It is supposed to be an opportunity for you to figure things out and feel confident going into it.
Yeah, it's like almost if you're renovating a bathroom or a whole house.
You got to think
it doesn't matter the size of it.
Yeah.
Or the scope. Just thinking it through, and that's really where the efficiencies and cost savings are going to come. Because like I said, like the electrician pointed that out to me, like the knee wall does not make sense there.
Yeah.
Like if that decision had been made in the beginning, the framer would have done all this.
Right.
Instead of me having someone come back out, buy more 2x4,
sure, do
more framing for that little closet, like all this stuff that could have been done when the framers were here. So it's stuff like that. You don't see it till you see it.
Yeah.
Well, for me anyway. And it definitely just a learning experience.
Last thing, the back entry where you yoinked the other door from 45 White Oak. I noticed you redid the deck out here. 1-inch mahogany.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what I appreciate about the install here is a lot of times you see hidden fasteners or clip systems or like screw and plug.
Yeah.
The exposed fasteners has a real like marine look to it, and you got the water.
Yeah.
You're right on the water.
Yeah.
So whether that was intentional twice or not.
So my good friend of mine, Scarm Woodworks, helped me out with this. He's now based in New York, so if you're looking for him in Massachusetts, it's a little hard. But if you're in New York, yeah, he wanted to do the hidden thing. He's like, I can make this look so, and I'm like, let's just screw him right there.
Yeah, nice and neat.
It's a little
clean
faster.
install.
It's faster. It's easier to take one up, I think, if you need to.
Yeah. So speaking of shouting out Mike, obviously Mike Scarm, thanks for helping Doug with the deck. But also want to shout out Rockwell, Certainteed, Kohler, East Coast Comfort, Emser Tile, Hugh Boyle Plumbing, and Driscoll Electric for helping Doug get to this point to today. Yeah. And then we have Blue Board and Plaster happening any moment now. So we'll be here for another episode as we roll into what I call the finishes, and getting to see some of this green tile and green cabinetry. Yeah. If you have questions, drop them in the comments for Doug. And for that, this is the Quincy Cottage.
More to come. Sooner, faster.